Hello again! Madam Eileen here. How are those short teardrop practice coming along for you? Well, we're going to show you how to do the long teardrop. Are your hands ready? Did you rest them? Did you give them a little massage? Your hands do get tired. So I'm going to adjust the camera now to the workstation. We're going to go down. We're going to flip around. Ooh. We're going to go around to the other side. All right, are we focusing? Autofocus? Okay, we're going to load up on our black. So I'm going to give the black a spray. If you think you sprayed water on your practice board, just take a paper towel, give it a light dry off, or you can first spray your paint on a paper towel. Now you can start with a dry brush or wet brush. Push the brush down on your paint and pull across to the other side. Now when it comes to black picks up really fast, really easy, so it's important to make sure you don't pick up too much water by as you pull it across the paint. Roll that brush a little bit left, roll it to the right. You don't have to roll in the same direction all the time. Drag it across different parts of the paint if you don't want to create a deep, deep well. But people tend to be creatures of habit. All right, I think I have enough paint on my brush. But I see there's a little bit of liquid hanging on the metal. I'm going to tap and roll that on the paper towel to clean up the edge, and now we're ready to go. Long teardrops, just like for the short ones, except we're going to drag them longer. You're going to choose a line, put pressure down, and then drag, and then slowly pull up to the tippy toe of your brush. Just spend the next 20 minutes doing long teardrops. If we just practice doing thin lines on the tippy toe of our brush, that would get boring. But doing teardrops, you're practicing different. You can see I'm getting more water than pigment now. Time to roll my brush around on the paint. And roll. See how I just roll and pull, roll and pull. It'll become a habit. You won't even think, you'll just do it. But the teardrop goes through several stages of thick lines to thin lines to thinner lines to really tiny thin lines. Teardrops help teach you control. So when you think up, it'll go up. It will become instinctive. So put on some good music, put on a movie. I like to practice in between. When you've done a whole bunch of these, go ahead and send me a picture. Show me your face paint practice. Now, as you see, not all my lines are straight. I also don't do my 20-minute practice a day all the time, and it shows. I got a birthday party going on across the street. Lay your brush down till you want the thickness of your line, and then pull it up. And this is what makes a good face paint brush. If the bristles are too soft and you go press down and you go to lift up, your bristles still want to lay down. 20 minutes. I guarantee after 1 week of doing nothing but short and long teardrops, your painting is going to improve. If you get tired of doing nothing but long teardrops today, you can switch it up. As you learn the different strokes, alternate thin or short, long, short, long. Now I'm off the page. Sorry about that. Move this over. Play some short, long games. Pick a vanishing point for your art. We're going to do the peacock, but you can do with very long. We can do a short, straight teardrop. We can do a long teardrop. This is meant for this one to be a short. You can do a series of interesting lines like this. You could try making a picture that's made up of nothing but short teardrops. The challenge for me is not making curved teardrops. That's another lesson. Practice going in the other direction. I did up to down. Now I'm going to do down to up. It's good to practice your teardrops from different directions because you're going to be painting people's faces from one perspective and you won't be able to move the paper around because it's someone's face. So I tried to do a variety of short, medium, and long teardrops here. I'm going to see if I could do just one more. This is going to be just halfway. I'm going to put pressure, pushing it down, pulling it, lifting the brush up. I'm going to show you what that looks like on camera. Here's my painted hand. It's still painted up from last time. But when I'm doing the teardrop, you lay the brush down, you pull it, and slowly pull it to a point. Ta-da! Teardrop. I'm going to get just a little more water on my paint, load it up. I'm going to do that a few more times. I'm going to push down where I want the teardrop, pull it, stand the paintbrush on its tippy toes, and then lift away. There's a nice long teardrop. So those are the actions you want to think about. Lay it down. If you want a long teardrop, you want to lay it down as much as possible. A small teardrop, just lay down less and then pull it and drag it in till it's on its tippy toes. You can see it's not the best chart. I'm painting at an angle. But I hope you just see how I lay the brush down and I pull up, letting it lift. Now these are elements. Learning the elements of face paint can be boring. You can say, I just want to dive into some designs. I just want to start painting. But when you paint, I want you to learn to paint good. So practice your long teardrops, practice your short teardrops. You don't have to, not 20 minutes each element every day, just 20 minutes of something. Paint something every day, even if it's just lines. A wonderful lady who talked to me about face paint, her name was Nikki Sherman. She has passed away, but let me tell you, she was a kind, happy lady. We went to the same high school. She said, set a goal. If you're not going to paint for 20 minutes, set your goal to paint 100 teardrops every day. I should have covered that in goal setting. Set a goal. If you can't do it for 20 minutes or 10 minutes. Maybe you just want to make your goal to do 100. So she says, just sit down and do 100 perfect teardrops. And if anything are messed up, you start back at 0 and then start again. 1 perfect teardrop, 2 perfect teardrops. These are not perfect, but I have fun. If you want to know how to become an extremely amazing face painter, practice these lines 20 minutes or 100 every day, and you will be the most amazing face painter ever. And remember, make sure you get your practice book out and paint a few lines. And put the date. You want to keep track of how well you paint. Now, sometimes you might be painting and you'll see that there's some mess ups, that there are some actual burrs at the edges of your paint. That may not be caused by you. That may be caused by your brush. Maybe your brush is bad, or it's a cheap brush that's not holding its tip or spreading out properly when you push it down. Keep a notebook, write the date, see how you've improved over time. And a month from now, paint some more teardrops in your book. And compare and see how well you've done. Happy painting!